Hello, beautiful ones. It's the one and only Dr. Renee Knorr, and I'd like to welcome you to not only Conversations Before the Power, where we go beyond the titles, and you already know we go beyond also the accomplishments in order for us to connect with not only with you, but also with our incredible guests. One of the greatest opportunities for us to celebrate, guys, we're talking about these stories beyond the power. We were preparing for our Power to Soar Leadership Conference, and I'm so excited because I have the privilege and the pleasure to not only to welcome you guys. I've had the time to have this little lady sit down first and foremost because she is so busy. Her journey is always representing leaders around the world. She has the service, the wisdom, and I will say this, impact. She gives it a whole different meaning. Our very own Dr. Avis Brown Raleigh. How are you doing today, superstar? How are you?
I'm doing wonderful, Dr. Renee. I'm feeling great. I'm just excited. And I can't wait for you to come to Vegas.
I know
Yes,
again, right? Look,
yes,
again.
yes. But
Oh
I'm
my
feeling great
goodness.
on a beautiful Sunday evening.
Well, I am grateful that you are, and what a beautiful energy you are. I'm so grateful. Thanks to Mr. Skip Martin, our lead singer from the Jazz Band, alongside with, of course, Kool and the Gang, for introducing us right in Atlanta. And look how life has been. I mean, we're road trip buddies. Okay, Dr. Avis. We
I love
traveled
that.
all the way to Los Angeles to celebrate one of the most incredible pillars of the community, our very own Kiki Shepherd, for more
Yes.
than 25 years, her legacy and what she's done. And thanks to also her beautiful sister, Von Gretchen, one of my Ebony Fashion Fair sisters, for just bringing everything together. It was such a beautiful time. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, absolutely. It was one of the most wonderful opportunity to be able to celebrate the life of Kiki Shepherd. I learned so much about her. Didn't know that she had did 10 years on Broadway. Most of us know of Kiki Shepherd on the Apollo, but
Right.
Kiki had lived an amazing life. And I met her 5 years ago when I started receiving the invitation to attend her and Byron Scott's celebrity golf tournament in Los Angeles. And she's been like a sister to me. But then also her sisters and her mother lived in San Diego on our same street. And I didn't realize that her mother was one of our teachers in high school until she shared the story, because I never had her mom as a teacher. So just knowing that Von Gretchen and Kiki used to attend this modeling boutique, teaching and grooming young women how to model. And my sister was part of that, Rosetta. So that's how I learned about their history and know who they were. And it's just been a joy to see them grow and learn so many things about Broadway and acting and fashion model. Well, look at Von Gretchen, Miss America 1974.
Yes. Oh,
I
yes.
know, right?
And
So they
blazing
have done
all of those
some,
covers of those magazines. My
yes,
goodness, yes.
yeah. So it was just a joy for us to be a part of that. And I was just breathtaking while we were sitting there and learning so much about the amazing, dynamic Kiki Shepherd. Well, we will always miss her.
Yes,
She was
we
like a
will always
confidant
miss.
for me. Yes,
Absolutely. Dr. Avis, I say this there, in in a woman's life, there's always going to have to she's always going to have to make a decision, right?
yes.
Will she simply just go, I would say, going through in life, just existing with what happened to them, or
Mm,
are they willing to, and I say this for you and I, are we willing to use everything we've experienced to become who we were created to be? And I
yeah.
feel as if Kiki, not only did she go above and beyond, I'll say this because you're right. There was so many aha moments in just learning about her history, learning about her being this triple threat. But you know what I like to say? She had
What's
such
that?
great tenacity, and she was funny and a dancer. Oh my goodness. Had no idea how brilliant she was. And so I am not only looking forward to continuously speaking and living, through her
Yeah.
nonprofit organization, KISS, whatever we can do to continue on supporting those with MS. I think that was such a
Yeah.
real wow factor for us to be able to continue on helping her build that legacy. And on her birthday, we
Oh,
celebrated
yeah.
her life on her birthday. I thought that
Yes,
was
we did.
genius.
That was
Yes.
absolutely beautiful. Well, oh, no doubt. We're going to continue to carry on Kiki Shepherd's legacy, especially through KISS. Oh my gosh, sickle cell is nothing to play around with. And for the last 5 years, I've seen how both her and Byron have grown their foundation, educating, researching, through research and just educating people on what it is and how you can be able to take care of yourself better. And I hope and pray that one day that they will find a cure for sickle cell.
Yes, I pray that they will as well. Well, let's talk about this. We talked about our titles, but I'm going to say this because, girl, oh my goodness, you've been titling. That's what I was saying about you. You have
I
such
got
an
I got to sit back on that one.
you have done so much when it comes down to not only being the queen of the LPGA. I love what you're doing in golf. You've been a thriver as one of our breast cancer thrivers. In addition to that, let me just say this, you're the world phenomenal woman with um, accomplishments, accolades, supporting our young leaders when it comes down to playing golf as
Mhm.
well. You have been not only shaping and reshaping, but I like to say that you have truly used your experiences to help to shape the women right here today, right? You've been
Yeah.
sitting in this big spot of like, my goodness, when I just think about you and you stand every bit of 5 foot, I'm gonna give it to you, okay?
I'm
You're
five
6 feet
two.
tall. No, you're 6 feet tall, okay?
I'm 6 feet tall. I'm
You're
five
six
two, but
feet
I feel
tall.
like I'm 6 feet tall.
Right, you're 6 feet tall, and you can drive the ball 300 yards. Let's talk about it. You can drive the ball 300 yards. What experiences has it been like for you, Dr. Avis, in just shaping not only women, but just being able to give them hopes, especially in a game that was always known to be
Mm.
a man's game? What has it been like for you?
Wow, my journey has been quite amazing. Starting to learn how to play the game at the age of 7, winning my first golf tournament when I was 8 years old, and then at the age of 10, being the only African American female in the world to hold 4 junior world trophies. How do you get there so fast? 7, 8, and by the age of 10, I'm one of the best junior golfers in the world. Well, I was taught by the best. My father, the legendary Gordon Brown Sr., who was known for drafting the petition in 1960 in Charleston, South Carolina, that allowed Blacks to play golf in Charleston. Those boys had to go through Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, down to Florida. And I'm so proud that Dad also became one of the best amateurs in the history of Charleston, and one of the best amateurs in the history of San Diego. He never had a chance to play on the PGA Tour, and may he rest in peace. We just recently lost our father less than a year ago, and so he's resting with mom, who also
Yes.
passed away. But I'm just so happy, Dr. Renee, that they built a champion. They built the
Yes.
champion, Avis. Who is
Mm.
Avis? What is she like? Growing up in the early 70s. Now, keep in mind, we just came out the civil rights movement in 1968. So now you have this little girl of color out there on the golf course learning the game of golf. She's somewhat shy. Her brothers are speaking up for her. Her dad speaks up for her, and they're very overly protective of her. They're teaching her the game of golf while our father's at work. And Avis just takes off. Avis takes off with learning the swing, learning the mechanics, learning the fundamentals, and learning how to win, learning how to
Mm.
win, learning to accept losing and learning how
Mhm.
to win. A great experience learning the values. Dr. Renee, when we talk about the values of golf, the values, what are those? We're talking self esteem, self confidence, honesty, trustworthy, being fair, and knowing that you feel good about your skill set and your ability to bring home a trophy.
Mm.
And we all have to start somewhere. We started by bringing home a ribbon, but once you get that bug and you start bringing home trophies, and my
Yes.
father had built a beautiful trophy case in our home, and I wanted to be like my brothers and my dad. So I wanted to make sure that I included my trophies in that showcase too. And the rest is history. The rest is
Almost.
history. Yes. So junior golf between the ages of 10 and 15, I was number one junior golfer, and that record still stands today. Nobody has broken that record. Dr. Renee, we're talking 50, 55 years ago.
Wow.
A long time. So coming from the
Yes.
most Black prominent golfing family in the world, taught by our father, the legendary Gordon Brown Sr. We won over 320 victories in the history of
Mm.
San Diego Junior Golf, unprecedented golf history. And so I've lived a life through a child to know what it's like to be a little girl of color out on the golf course, breaking barriers, never looking at color, looking at winning,
Yes.
winning. And so
Ooh.
that's what kept me focused, right?
I
Yes.
yes, I mean, you're giving me chills. Interesting because even in the game of golf, I really wasn't as wrapped around it. I placed my daughter to learn how to play the game when she was 5 years of age, Dr.
Mm,
Avis, when she was five, before I even got into it. So I'm so thankful that now we have even a mentor such as yourself to continue on allowing us to really see beyond, what's right in front. I always say what the most successful deals are done right there on that golf course. And I feel believe because you learn so much about yourself. It's about the leadership as well. And I asked this question for you because you have not only been able to break those barriers, and we want to say congratulations not only to you and your beautiful family, but let's talk about becoming a leader. We don't always
mm,
talk about what leadership costs. And
yes.
what has leadership cost you? I mean, have you had to make any sacrifices?
Yes, I did. I had to sacrifice on having a family. I wanted
Mm.
to be the greatest female Black golfer in the world through San Diego Junior Golf, amateur golf, being the only African American to win the San Diego Women's City Open championship, and then 4 years of collegiate golf, being rookie of the year my first year, and just winning so many different events. And what does that take? You have to have some type of leadership. Leadership. What does that mean when we talk about leadership? Not really being a follower, but leading, guiding people in the right direction. But before we guide people in the right direction, Dr. Renee, you're going to
Hmm.
love this. You have to guide
Yes.
yourself.
Ooh.
Ooh, you got to guide yourself. How do you guide yourself? Golf taught me how to build my character, and it also taught me how to build my personality at a very early age. So when we're talking about leadership, walking with your head high, walking through doors that were not open to you at that time, feeling good about knowing that you belong in the place, despite the fact that society did not accept myself at one point, but I did not let that get me down. I decided that, hey, Avis, you take the bull by its horn and you continue to be of greatness. And greatness requires leadership. And that is why I was able to do a pivotal move after making that hard decision, which was not really giving up my golf career, but hey, you know what? It's time for me to move on. It was time for me to move on, and I did a pivotal move, and I joined FedEx Express, and I stayed there for 25 years. They hired me as a recruiter. I was then promoted into senior HR, and the director came to me in my office at the district office in Rancho Bernardo and said, Avis Brown, you're such a wonderful person. He said, we would love to have you grandfathered in as an operation manager. The managers love you. You're detailed. You're organized. You have all the skills that meet the requirements, including your leadership. And so, with that being said, if you're working for any corporation, including your own, in corporations, what have you, you've got to be able to demonstrate leadership on a managerial, supervisional level. And I exhibited those qualities very, very well. And I became one of the best African American operation managers in San Diego, and I loved it. So I retired and I did 25 years at FedEx Express. Leadership. I'm going to share this with you.
Tell me.
We were having an audit. We were having an
Mhm.
audit at our station, and we had security there, and we had all the presidents, the VPs from around the world that were affiliated with FedEx Express. They all came in, we secured the building, and they came into the facility and they said, who is running this operation? My senior manager said to the gentleman, it's that little lady over there. She runs it and she runs it very well. And they all bowed down to me and they said, job
Ooh.
well done. Job well done, young lady. You have done a phenomenal job making sure that you move this freight out of the market. Dr. Renee, I moved 8 18-wheelers a day.
Ooh.
That's a lot of freight. I moved 5 18-wheelers to Los Angeles, and I moved I moved 3 18-wheelers to the San Diego airport. And never did I have a delay. All my freight made the airplane, and I couldn't do it by myself. I
Yeah.
delegated. I had I had people that loved me and I loved them, and I took care of them. But after all, I was able to demonstrate a leader,
Yes.
leading your employees to victory. And that's what we did. But that came from golf. It all
Yes.
came from golf, leading myself to victory. And some people have it, some people don't. Some people go through books, some people go through working and learning those craftsmanships and skill. But at the end of the day, if you want to be the best that you can be, put yourself in a leadership position and be able to serve with a purpose, make a difference, make a change, and allow others to know that they too can become a champion on and off the golf course.
I love it. One of our mayors says champions win on purpose. On purpose. And, just thank you for not only being courageous, thank you for having the tenacity to even embrace that space. Because sometimes I'll say this, when we get into certain areas, some of our women, we either pull back on our power, but
Yeah.
you've been able to push forward on your power. I'll share this with you too, Avis. It was kind of like one of the reasons why I even created the Global Women Wealth Warriors, because I believe not only women should be able to enter rooms, they should be able to enter rooms
Ah,
together with no competition for each other or for whatever they need to, because we can always strengthen to build, and if not, we can always create our own tables. But I want to ask this question because I'm sure this probably have been one of those questions. What have you learned about even women genuinely supporting each other. I was so grateful, when we were able to do that road trip, being around Catherine, being
Yes,
around all these ladies. And I mean, we just kept elevating each other, right? But what
yes.
do we need to do differently if we're serious about building legacy together? And that's especially for women.
I love that question, Dr. Renee. Be honest with yourself. Serve yourself with a purpose. We have so many different opportunities to unite. And it's not about competition. It's all about unification. And we know as women of color, and I don't like to exclude other women because women are women. But what I like to see is that we become very much so closer to allow each other to trust each other, to engage, to empower, to enlighten and let them know that we're here to serve a purpose. What can I do to support you? What can I do to help make a difference? And we're seeing that. We're seeing that slowly but surely. But that's what I would really like to see more of. And you know what, Dr. Renee? I see that
Yes.
here in Vegas.
Mm,
Oh my gosh, do I see that in Vegas compared to San Diego, where I was born and raised?
yes.
When I moved to Las Vegas, I didn't even know that it even existed. And when
Mm,
I did, I was like, oh, I love this. This is what I've been talking about all along. You mentioned it earlier, building relationships on the golf course. I
yes.
know about that also well 50 years ago. But now we're starting to learn because let me share something with you. It's all about opportunity and exposure. If you're not in that room at the table with board members and those that are making uh, the changes, the
Hmm.
direction, the operation of the business, you'll never know. How can you play an integral role? How can you build yourself to make yourself feel like you fit in, you belong, and you deserve to be there? And that's what I'm starting to see more so with women around the world. And I just want to say congratulations to all the women that are out there that's listening to your program. Keep
Yes.
on keeping on. Don't you ever look back. Look forward because if you spend more time looking back, you'll miss the prize, which was
Mm,
right in front of you at all that time. But
right.
always remember, don't look back, look forward and make a difference. Be that person. Get out of that box. We can talk about failure, we can talk about fear that sets in, but again, those values, it goes back to those values, Dr. Renee, that
Yes.
self-esteem, that self-confidence, that reassurance that you feel good about yourself. And ooh, this is good, Dr. Renee.
Yes.
Self-love.
Ooh,
Ooh,
self-love. That's
self-love.
put some hearts up for that.
Mm,
You know, uh,
self-love.
right now, Dr. Avis, you're hitting this big spot. This is a sweet spot right here. Before we were coming to Las Vegas, we made sure we did a 21-day rebuilding of ourselves, right? 21 days.
Yes.
And so with the 21 days, it was more geared towards working out, exercising, drinking a gallon of water, making sure that you're inventory what it is that you're consuming, and the importance, I feel, also I believe that reinventing, you speak about the women, and of course no competition, but you have to also reinvent yourself. And remember, to
Yes.
me, it has no expirations whatsoever. So I think for the women that's watching that's tonight, whether they may be in their 40s or 50s or even 60s and 70s, I want you to answer this question. Beyond just wondering, did I miss my opportunity?
Mm,
What would you
yes.
say to
Yes.
the women who believe she thinks it's too late right now? Come on
It's
now,
it's never
please.
too late. It's never, hey, listen, Dr. Renee, you and I know this.
Yes,
It's never too late to grow,
that's right.
to expand, to allow yourself to learn. You'll never stop learning. And I can say that being an LPGA head golf professional, I've been
Yes.
teaching golf for 35 years. And let me tell you, it's one of the hardest sports in the world. but it can be done based off of your level of expectations and how you see yourself. Would you like to be the best recreational player? Would you like to be a part of the LPGA amateur tour? Would you like to see yourself on the LPGA tour one day? Where you and I know that there aren't any Black females on the tour, but I
That's
like what
right.
I see as far as the young women that are coming out of college that are of color and have
Mhm.
been grooming themselves for many, many years, learning the technicality of fundamentals and the mechanics, and working with great teaching coaches, mentors, psychologists. And heck, don't sell yourself short on a psychiatrist too, because I tell you what, this brain of ours, it can go left or it can go right. But what it can do is that it can allow you to believe in who you are. And if you do not believe it, how are you to achieve it?
Girl, you're giving
Amen.
us a master class tonight. I want you to
Amen.
know it's a master class. I love it. And you
Well,
guys hear what Dr. Avis is saying. You have to believe it first yourself before we call it Dr. Avis. You got to faith it until you make it. So you got to keep on faithing what you believe in until you truly become everything that you are destined for.
yes.
You know,
And never allow anyone to tell you that you can't do it.
that's right.
Well, what does that mean?
Come
Oh,
on now.
we're going to talk about that too.
That's
Hey,
right.
don't ever tell me I can't do it, because guess what? I'm going to prove you wrong.
Woo!
I'm going to prove you
Come on
wrong, and I'm
now.
going to bring home the trophy. Right?
I love
I'm
it.
going to
I
bring
love
home
it.
the prize. Right.
You know,
I'm going to
a-
bring home the bonus.
and you're gonna keep on bringing it, girl.
I'm
You
going to
keep
keep
on
bringing
bringing it, okay? At this stage
it.
of your life, because a lot of you, even with your schedule, I want to say thank you for what you do, not only for the athletes, thank you for what you do for the young people, for the ladies, the men. You're just out there making things happen. But I have to ask this question: how do you determine what deserves your yes, and baby, what deserves that no? How do you determine that?
Well, that's a great question. I'm loving your questions, by the way. What determines my yes and what determines my no?
Yes.
It has to be driven by purpose. It
Mhm.
has to be driven by purpose, and I like to see an outcome, and that outcome has to be quite effective. What are we doing to contribute our time? I'm also a community influencer as well here in Vegas. So, what
Mhm.
am I doing out there to let people know to become the best you? Not just through golf, but just being a leader. And what is it that you want? So, to answer your question, my time is of value. And of course, everybody's time is of essence. And there's
Yes.
only X amount of hours in the day, and then we get up and we do it again. But I like to make sure when I get involved with any projects or opportunity, I want to make sure that it's going to be worth the value, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and that
Yes.
value is making a change for the better. Now, I
Amen.
also learned that I know how to say no.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, no means no. I've learned it maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And because I always wanted to be the Miss Social Butterfly, I want to be here at this event, want to be here at that event, motivational speaking for 7 years. But there's a time where I just have to say, I love the opportunity. Thank you so much. But at this time, it's not going to work for me and my schedule. So I'm going to have to take that ticket and say no, but keep me in mind for future opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Well, you know what they say about that no? That no is a complete sentence. It is a complete sentence. I like the fact that you
Yes.
have boundaries, and a lot of people don't even realize the importance of having those boundaries. And I think that helps also to drive not only keeping your purpose in alignment, but also driving your peace. And sometimes we know it's important for us to preserve our peace by every means necessary. And one of the things I always appreciate just hearing you always take the time to make sure it's on your schedule. And if it's not on your schedule, you got to first check it out first, right? Because
Right.
sometimes we can overcommit ourselves to things. And that is something that we have to remind ourselves in these wiser years that we have. These are the best ones that we're going to get, Dr. Avis. So we have to
Yes.
remember the intentionality is so important. You know, you and I, we can talk for hours and hours and hours because we know we just got that synergy from day one. It was just like effortless, you know? But
Absolutely. Well,
we,
I got to share this.
yes,
I love the fact where, I'm very spiritual as well. And I love
yes.
the fact that God keeps all his sheets together. Do I need to
Mm.
say any more?
Hey,
He keeps
you go
his
tap,
sheets
tap, tap,
together.
tap like the girls do. Tap,
Yeah,
tap,
yeah,
tap.
yeah.
Okay.
And I love those that would like to be in the circle. But when you
Yes,
come in the circle, you got to be able to bring something and not just bring that. When I say something, I want you to leave that poor energy at home. When you
that's
come
right.
to, yes, you do. Energy is everything. Come in with a smile, meet people, shake people's hands, greet people. Everybody has a story to tell.
Yes.
Everybody has a story to tell. I love my story, I know that you love your story. Well, I want women to also know that they have a story to tell, and I want you to build your legacy, build who you are, so that way you can also share your story.
You heard Dr. Avis. You have to not only tell your story, but you got to use your voice so you can share
Yes,
your story. You can write about your story. I mean, we're talking about not only the queen who's been able to be that thriver, breast cancer. I mean, my goodness, you have not missed a beat. She's an author, and you're now just really reinventing yourself every time I look up. I just love seeing you pop up, from just here I am. What do I need to do next? I'm ready for it, and
well,
that's
well,
one of the skills.
I
Tell
love
me.
that. I love that,
Yes.
Dr. Renee. And you know what drives me home to do that? And
Tell
we're going to
us.
talk about this, being a cancer
Yes.
survivor. Let's talk about that.
Let's talk
Cancer
about it.
survivor, 16 years cancer free, invasive ductal carcinoma. In order to save my life, I was treated with double dose of chemo and
Mm,
radiation.
mm,
And you
mm,
could
mm.
only imagine what that did to my body. And I want everyone to
Yes.
know that chemo is not designed to keep you around here forever, folks. It's a temporary fix. And
Mm,
so it depends on your mindset. For me, when
yes.
I was going through cancer, stage 4 breast cancer 16 years ago,
Hmm.
well, now it's almost 16 and a half. What was that like? How was I able to get through the threshold of surviving it? Okay, that cancer was taking me out of here.
Yeah.
And I wanted to live. My kids were young, 9 and 12. And it broke my heart when they would come into my room. I had a private doctor, private nurse at my home in Otay Ranch in San Diego. I'm
Yes.
originally born and raised in San Diego. And I knew that I had to stay strong for my husband, James Riley, and my daughter Ayana and Amari.
Hmm.
And I love my
Yes.
girlfriend Donna Richardson Joyner, Beverly Johnson. I have to give them some shout outs because when
Yes.
I was going through cancer, Donna's Donna was going through some things in her life. Beverly Johnson was going through some things in her life with her sister having just completed cancer. And so she knew what that felt like. And so Donna, bless her heart, uh, I would fly into Dallas, and
Mm,
she made a point to make sure that I had the opportunity to meet Dr. Bishop T.D. Jakes,
hmm.
where I autographed a book for him in his chambers along with his wife. And
Yes.
he would send they would send me, along with Emmett Smith's wife Patricia, they would send me the sermons from from Bishop T.D. Jakes. And that's what kept me going, staying connected through the faith and with candles burning in my room and knowing that, hey, I got to take this one day at a time because we don't know what next week's going to look like. But I know what
Yes.
today is going to have to look like in order for me to get through that day. I live my life as if it was my last day here on earth. And
Mm.
I have no choice because I want to be able to get through that day. I don't want
Mm-hmm.
to talk about tomorrow or next week. I want to get through today as being a cancer survivor. So I try not to put too much on my plate.
Hmm.
That's why I know how to say yes or no. And then I am in a position now where I return back to work. I've
Mm-hmm.
made history being the first African American LPGA to participate in both the US Open in 1988 and then the women's senior US Open in 2022. So I needed the closure to my amazing documentary, movie, or may it be a doc series, because we
Mm-hmm.
got a story to share of greatness
That's right.
on who is Avis Brown. What does she do in her life as a little girl growing up? Uh, Dealing with barriers, learning to be accepted, the odds, the odds of things that were happening to me, and then also being blackballed as the family.
Mm.
When the Jackson Fives were going through creating, Joe was going through creating beautiful musicians. Gordon Brown was going through building his kids through golf,
Mm-hmm.
and then let's talk about Serena and Venus's dad too. Richard, he
Right.
went through that process. And when you're building a family and you see talent, build it, ladies and gentlemen, build it. Take the time with your kids, get to know who they
Mm.
are, and listen. They're little people, and they're very smart, by the way. And I learned that through teaching golf. Little kids are very, very smart. I love the fact that I'm able to tell them something one time and they get it. They're like,
Mm-hmm.
is it like this, Coach Avis? I'm like, yes, it is. It's like that. So my love and my passion for teaching, mentoring, coaching, my strength is course management, and my strength is mental toughness. And that mental
Ooh.
toughness came from being a champion all those years on the golf course.
Yes.
And I've got to pass on the torch, Dr. Renee.
Oh my goodness, you are giving me so many chills right now. Guys, please definitely, light up the chat and, just the message, just the warm, you being so honest and with your transparency. We're looking so forward to not only embracing you with the Power to Soar Leadership Summit that's coming up in Las Vegas, but I'll say this as well because we will have our young leaders. We will have some of our foster care members that's going to be foster care youth leaders is going to be in attendance. And I love what you said. Not only do we have to pour right back into our own, we have to really show them as well, provide them with the hopes, but give them the access. Because sometimes with that access, it just helps them to open up other doors. And I believe, we need to teach our girls, our young women today about not only confidence and education. We talk about the financial literacy piece,
Yeah.
but really, what is something that you want? Not only with your legacy, because I know there's so many different levels of your legacy that we have. But what is it that you really want our young leaders, our young ladies to really hear today? Call of action.
Great question. I love that, Dr. Renee. I would like the young ladies to know that you are someone.
Mm.
You are someone and you grow. And I'm going to take it back. It's just like a plant. You've got to water it, you got to nurture it, you got to feed it. And that's what I like for you to do for yourself starting today. Love who you are and allow yourself to grow into that beautiful flower, and watch yourself as you go through life. My mentor, Dr. Charlie Johnson, and he was my sponsor when I was playing professional golf, and along with my brother Orrin as well. He taught me about life, and he
Mm.
said, "Avis, don't you ever forget this." And I'm going to share it with you. And this is what keeps me connected. Believe it or not, after the age of 10, he said to me, "Your life is like a maze." You know how people love word puzzles? Well, that
Mm-hmm.
maze puzzle, you start at the left corner and you continue to travel through your journey. And you're going to get hit with the wall, may it be the side wall, the up and down, and I want you to keep moving and don't you turn and look back. You keep moving through that maze. And as you're
Yes.
going through that maze, you're going to finally reach Z. So you're going to start at A at the left corner of the maze, and you're going to continue on traveling through your amazing journey called life. And don't look back, just keep moving. That wall is going to be there. That's okay. Make a U turn, go left or right, find that path. what you're looking for so that you too can fulfill your passion and know that you are here for a purpose. Make a difference. Love yourself, self-esteem, self-confidence, and knowing that whatever you do in life, believe it in order to achieve it. And there's only one you. There's only one you. So stay the course. I'm spiritual, so I like to say, stay faithful.
Oh yeah,
We got to have something to hold on to. You got to
that's
have
right.
something to hold on to. And if you don't have anything to hold on to, what are you doing? Right? You got
Yeah.
to hold on to something. And that holding on to something for me is my Lord and Savior
Mm,
that has given me a chance of a lifetime to continue on with my life. I'm
yes.
62 years old,
Mm.
and I've lived an amazing life. And I've
I
taken
mean, wait,
every
wait, wait. We didn't
experience.
even
Yes.
hear that. What?
I
Okay. Come
I'm
on now.
62 years old. People are like, "You're 62?
What?
We thought you were 45 or
I
50."
mean, you're
I'm like,
naked
"No,
over
I'm
there. The
62."
cheekbones are up. Everything. You're giving life. You are giving so much life.
Yes,
Oh,
yes, yes,
Dr. Avis, I'll say this because just hearing you share your story, I want you to know that, power is going to mean something totally different after you've lived a life, just a little life,
just
right?
a little.
Yeah,
Yes,
gotta just live just a little. And everybody have to go through their own life and experiences. And so when
yes,
I'm hearing you, oh my goodness, it's like, oh,
yes.
I gotta get back and start living again. Okay. I have to get back and
you
start living
you
again.
you gotta live life.
You
Live
have
it
to live it.
and live
You
it
have
with
to
a purpose.
yes.
Yes,
So
you gotta live
share
life.
share
Yes.
share this with us, because now that you've lived life, the word power today, it has a
Mm.
whole different meaning. So what does it mean to you today, power?
Great question. Power. Power for me, meaning that I have the ability to do what I want to do, and I have the power to do it. The power meaning that I believe in myself that's going to generate me this wonderful opportunity to be successful in whatever I decide to do. So
Yes.
I give myself that self power to say, Avis, I want you to love yourself, believe in yourself, trust yourself. You're built, you're built to be a champion. You're built with greatness, and you've got to look yourself in that mirror and say, I am who I am. And let me be me, as my brother would say, let me be me. But while you're saying, let me be me, build yourself, create yourself. I talked about this earlier when I mentioned that golf taught me all the values. It taught
Yes.
me my personality, my character. I built myself since I was a little girl. And now not only did I build myself, but I had a village. You can't do this by yourself. Find your village. Find people that love you and you love them and believe in you and trust in you. But you got to believe in yourself first and before others believe in you. Lead by example. Lead by example. I was had a great conversation with someone a few days ago, and I
Yes.
said, don't you ever, ever do this to anyone else. Don't you ever, because when you
Yes.
lose somebody's trust
Mm.
and they believe in you, it's hard to rebuild that bridge. It's hard to rebuild it. I know super glue, gorilla glue, you can put things back together. But
None of
let
it.
me tell you something.
None
Once
of
that
it.
bridge has been broken
That's
and
it.
that piece of board has been collapsed, it's hard to build it back. And it
It's
could
it.
take some time if that
Yes.
person even invites you to come back into their life because they
Right.
gave you that opportunity. They gave you that opportunity to be on your winning team, right? So always
Yeah.
remember that. Always remember that.
You
Believe
know
in
that
yourself.
believe that's a tough one right there for me, Dr. Avis, because I'm
Mm.
like Maya Angelou. When people show you who they are the
Ooh,
first
Dr.
time,
Renee. Ah,
believe them. You have to believe them. And you can
yes,
always be cordial. How whatsoever. That's my word. How
yes,
whatsoever. I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm not going to be able to do it, but I will
Yes,
forgive you. I will love on you. However, we'll just have to do some things a little bit different.
different.
Yeah.
Yes.
And nothing's wrong with that. Nothing is wrong with that at all. One thing about our heart posture, because I know you and I, we share that same heart posture. It's so important, not only where you are right now, to live your life with all the right intentions. I am so looking forward to seeing you again in Las
Yes, I can't wait to
Vegas. Come
see
on
you.
now. Woo! Yes. You
Absolutely.
we're going to be rolling out with the welcome reception at Pop Stroke. You're going to be hosting it. You're going to make sure we have our golf clubs held
Hey.
right. And let me share this with you. There's so many of the ladies are just so excited, looking forward to meeting you. And I am so
Oh,
excited about that for them because, girl, we used to play golf every year and we have slipped and bumped our heads. So we're going to get back into playing golf with our community once a
yes.
year. And I'm looking so forward to partnering up with you for those series. And then you're going to be speaking one of our phenomenal authors as we do the
Woo.
brown paper bag brunch the next day while we are celebrating not only literacy meeting legacy, but just sharing those stories. And that'll be, of course, on day 16th. And last but surely not least, you already know it's time for us to celebrate you because not only we're
Oh,
grateful for all the works that you have done, we're about the celebration and the elevating of our community. And we want to see you not only continue on doing a job well done and servicing people across the world, but we want you to know just how important you are to us. So I want to say not only thank you, just thank you for even allowing us to even have this experience right now because
mm,
your
mm.
accomplishment in your journey, tonight to me, it reminds us of that not only power isn't always loud. Sometimes power is surviving. Sometimes power is starting
Yes,
over. We got to start over sometimes.
yes,
And even sometimes power is saying no.
yes,
Sometimes power is about walking away, and sometimes power is truly about helping another woman through a door
yes.
once. They held it so tight, they didn't even allow her to get in. She had to fight to get in.
Mm,
So I am so thankful to have you in the core of the community because we understand, to me, your greatest power that you demonstrated here this evening is just becoming comfortable with the woman that God created you to be.
yes.
Thank
And I want to
you.
thank my mother for that too, Dr. Renee. My
Yes.
mother was, may she rest in peace. Uh,
Yes.
she was the glue to the family. And she was never a golfer, but she made sure to keep a beautiful home. You can eat off the
Mm.
floor in our home. She was a housewife, so she
Yes.
found she would knock out walls because my dad was a jack of all trades, and he'll put the wall back up and says, "Don't you knock down another wall now." They called her Shorty. She was 4'11", and I love her. I miss her, but I have to give a shout out to my beautiful mother who helped me to be the woman that I am today. She groomed me, she groomed me, she groomed me. And I just say, thank you, Mama. I miss you, and
Oh.
thank you for all the love that you nurtured me with. And she said to me before she passed away, she said, Avis, I am so proud of you. She said, the best is going to come. She said, hold your head up high, put your shoulders back, and you're able to walk through any door.
Yes.
Any door. And I love eye contact. We didn't talk about that,
Yes.
but eye contact is so important. We don't look down anymore. We don't look
No.
left or right. We look through your eyeballs,
Mm-hmm.
and your eyes tells the story
Yes.
of receptiveness, your actions. How do you deliver? How do you receive the message? You can feel it
Yes.
through your eyeballs. The eyeballs are powerful. I learned that.
Ooh.
But yes, I just want to give a shout out to my parents, my family, my siblings, and all my family and friends, my fans around the world. There's never a dull moment. They contact me through Messenger. Avis Brown. I love to just hear your voice. What do you like? They call me Mama Avis out of Africa, and just
Yes.
giving back to the Asian continents where they're like, oh, Avis, you're phenomenal. The book, Building of a Champion, How I Became a
Yes.
Champion in Life, the Avis Brown Riley story, is now in the United States Golf Association Museum and Library, only book that's ever been written about a little girl of color that became a champion in life. And so the best is yet to come. I want everyone to know that
That's right.
I'm a human being. I'm not perfect. I'm a guest. I'm a motivational speaker. I went to an event in Houston a few years ago with my girlfriend, who's a probation officer. She was able to allow me to get in to speak with the group of young girls, and they all just wanted to touch me. They wanted to touch me to feel if I was alive or not. And
Mhm.
the greatness of letting them know that once you are removed from this facility, don't you ever look back, and you believe in yourself, trust in yourself, and live your life. Live your life and make the best you. So it's a joy to be an LPGA teaching
Y-
professional. It's a
Yes.
joy to teach the young youth to not only learn course management, but I'm teaching them how to be the best you. Never get down, because getting down on yourself, we didn't talk about that, Dr. Renee. Once you
Oh.
get down on yourself, that's
Mm-hmm.
another chapter and book by itself. It
That's
is
right.
hard to get back up. Okay, so I teach all my youth
Yes.
golfers that I want you to fly like a plane, stay balanced. Don't you
Mm-hmm.
get down, don't you get discouraged, because once you uh, find yourself not playing well, you can call it quits, because you're going to maintain that same mentality all the way through the golf course. And for you non golfers, it takes 4.5 hours to play golf. So can you
Mhm.
imagine yourself in that state of mind for 4.5 hours? It's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling. So I say to
Yes.
non golfers and golfers, and corporate America, business women, stay steady, and don't ever allow anyone to rock your boat. Don't let them steal your energy. Stay positive. Oh, we didn't talk about that either, Dr.
Oh my
Renee.
God.
Oh, stay
I'm telling
positive.
you.
That negativity, no,
Yes.
that
No, no,
energy.
no,
We
no.
we we we
Exactly.
call it energy today, but it's that positivity that you've
Yes,
got to
that
stay there.
positivity.
Yeah, stay positive. And uh, and again, I always tell this to everyone as a motivational speaker: never give up. Never
Never.
give up. Your
Never
worst
ever.
day can be somebody's good day.
Yeah, exactly. I love what you said. Stay steady. Stay
Yeah,
steady.
stay
Oh, I
steady.
mean,
Stay
you have so
steady.
many gems that you've been spitting fire, girl, with these gems. I'm like, this is a masterclass. You know what we need to do? Okay,
What's
we're
that?
doing the prelude of the Power to Soar Las Vegas, but we're gonna have to do also a post of the Power to Soar lead of Las Vegas, because I already shared with you, we can go on and on and on. Your
Yes,
mother remind me so much of my mother, and I'm so grateful that we had that solid foundation. You know,
yes.
one of the things I realized
Mm.
today in the society, there is no rock in the home anymore. There
Ah,
is shaky grounds, and
ah,
unfortunately, that's why our young people are starving for attention right now. They're
yes,
starving for it. So that's
yes,
why I'm so happy that we're coming together in Las Vegas, but not just in Las Vegas. We have decided to come together so we can strengthen humanity. And it's going to be a
yes.
joy and a proud. I mean, I'm just so excited just
Oh,
talking
yes.
to you right now. I'm so serious, Dr. Avis. I know
Well, no,
your
you
time.
you
Go
tapped
ahead.
into something really good. You
Yes.
tapped into, we were talking about parenting,
Yes,
and
parenting.
and we're not their friends. We're their
Yeah,
parents.
that's right.
And if we don't set that guideline, and you talked
Yes.
about this, we're going to wrap it up with leadership. You're the
Leadership.
leader.
Mm-hmm.
Demonstrate with
Yes.
powerful actions. They're not our friends.
No.
They're our children, and they're looking for us for leadership.
For
Let's give
guidance,
them
for
the
direction.
guidance, direction.
Yes.
Yeah, and be a listening ear, and and be the best you. And society has changed the values of how Dr. Renee and I grew up with wonderful parents, and making
Yes.
sure that we had the solid foundation. to allow us to be the wonderful women that we are today, beautiful queens. That's what we are. Represent, put yourself in that position. And if you
Mhm.
don't know how to, reach out. Reach
That's right.
out. Yes, reach out to women, powerful women that are successful in their own rights. And in my book, I talk about if you work at McDonald's, you just be the best hamburger flipper that you can be. If you want to be the
That's
CEO
right.
at whatever
Mhm.
corporation, you be the best CEO. But always remember, you treat people with dignity and respect, and it will come back with grace. And that's what you want in your life.
Oh, well, Dr. Avis, like I share with you, we can go on, and I absolutely love that last affirmation. You have to not only treat people with kindness, treat them with love and respect, because that's one of the things about that law of attraction. The energy that you put out, you automatically are going to want to receive it as well. And,
Yes,
as we get ready to close out this segment, not only I want you to pour into the young ladies that's coming, those who are
yes.
watching, those the future ones that we watching this particular episode here. I want you to ask them this question. I want you to answer this question in regarding to not even answering the question. I want you to provide us with wisdom that they
Mm,
can ask themselves their own questions in order for them to not only see themselves differently, but how they can continue on striving to become everything that they
yeah.
were they
Destined
were
to be.
destined for.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes. And that
Please share.
comes with understanding and wisdom and knowledge. Do your homework. Do your homework. That understanding of life, what's your purpose, and the wisdom, the knowledge. You know, educate yourself. I love that uh, opportunity for education is there. It's always been there. Utilize it. Utilize it. So when you talk about understanding, wisdom, and knowledge, that's a powerful combination, and be around people that can share that wisdom with you, right? I love women that are very powerful and they hold an enormous amount of wisdom, knowledge, experience, and exposure. And people like myself and Dr. Renee, we hold those components. And I love that. And we're in a position to help you to become the better you.
I love that. Oh, please put some fire emojis up, guys. You're speaking to a Hall of Famer. You're speaking to legend of her own. The greatest gift I like to say that you understand your gifts, you embrace them, and you allow your gifts to open up even more doors for you, Dr. Avis.
Yes.
We're going to be learning so much from you. The chat is like blowing up. Everybody's excited. And as you said, they
Ah,
cannot wait to meet you as well. And I look forward to getting my hug from not only from you, but also appreciate your husband as well for even giving us the opportunity to spend time with us during this interview. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank
And I
you
just want to
for
say
your
thank you
leadership.
to you. I just want to say
Thank
thank
you.
you to you, to Dr. Renee. There's a reason why Skip put us together.
Yes.
And I love that picture of you and I when I'm looking up at you and you're looking at down and you're holding my hand. And we're
Yes.
just sharing the love among. I will always cherish that picture and that picture that you and I took with Von Gretchen. And
Yes.
it's a powerful, beautiful statement of a picture of self love and self gratitude and carrying yourself with grace and pride and just loving who you are. And I just want to say thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity. And the best is yet to come.
The best is yet to come. And you viewers, I just want to say not only am I grateful for this edition of Conversations Before the Power, these were real conversations, real impact, and truly real power brought to us by none other than our very own Dr. Avis. My goodness, Dr. Avis, I'm you got me like I can't even go to sleep now. I'm so wired up. I just want you to know this. But what we're gonna do, because this is what mom used to tell me all the time, Dr. Avis,
Yes,
we have
yes,
to roll our shoulders back We got to keep our heads up.
Roll them up. Roll
Roll
them
it
up.
back, keep the head up. And I want you guys to know not only is that you are the one, you're the chosen one. You see, because
Ooh.
God has given you something
Ooh.
that's so unique that only you can carry it. That
Yes.
only you can carry. You can carry the weight, you can
Yeah.
carry the success, you can carry the triumph. It's up to you to understand what your power is. And so
Yeah.
not only do we look forward to seeing you on the other side of your greatness, we look forward to seeing you right there in Las Vegas, August the 15th through the 18th. So you get an opportunity of meeting all of these powerful players so we can continue on building legacy together. I
I
want to
love
say
that.
thank you.
Thank you,
Yes.
thank you, thank you. I'm looking forward to meeting everyone too. I'm super excited. And again, just
Yes.
be thankful and be grateful for what God has in store for you.
Amen. We look forward to seeing you on the other side of your greatness. Bye for
Bye for
now.
now. Hmm.
It's such a great honor to be able to raise funds for Living Beyond Breast Cancer organization.
Yes, thank you, Renee, very much for helping us to organize this event. It's for a beautiful cause, and it's always our pleasure to help people.